it's me again, the Rock Doctor, coming at you live with another installment of Escape from BLUESBOX Island. This is number 4 in the series. And what I did today really was a simple thing. I took the 4 licks that I used in Escape from BLUESBOX Island 3, okay, which was in the key of E, and I applied those same 4 licks to the key of C sharp minor. And so let's talk about it. Let me get myself out of the way here and take a look. I've got a chord progression here in C sharp minor. It's my backing track in C sharp minor, okay? And I loop the first section. Here's what I have. Look, I've got a two measure phrase that goes from C sharp minor to E, and I play a lick there. And the important thing here is I resolve the lick to a chord tone of E. I'll discuss what I did in a minute. I think I used B, chord tone. And then I went from to the second pair of chords, which is also 2 measures long, and I played a lick and resolved it to F sharp. Then I took it back around again, played a different lick for the C sharp minor to E, and resolved to an E chord tone, and then moved on again to B to F sharp, and resolved that new lick there to an F sharp chord tone. So the whole gist of this is you can get a lot of mileage out of just a few licks if you know what to do with them. In this case, how to resolve them to the chord that's underneath you when your lick is over. The chord phrase ends, the lick ends. They correspond. All right. Also, I will include, rather than go through it all again, I will include the link to Escape from BLUESBOX Island 3 so you can see with it tabbed out the licks that I used. Of course, I'll tab them out here. So here's what I did for the first lick. The first lick goes over these chords. If you strip that down, it's really C sharp minor or C sharp power chord. 5, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4. So there's the chords. They last for 2 measures. Here is the lick. I call this my 2 frets back move. And to find it, you have to know where your root note C sharp is. I started this one out. Oh yeah, I started this one out in the 4th position. Let me go back to the dry erase board. You know, I don't use a script. Look. Here's my C sharp pentatonic scale that I use. Look. See it? I call that one number 3. The root note is on the A string, 4th fret. So the whole gist of this was I'm starting out here with a couple licks, and I'm going to meander my way up to the home scale in the 9th position. So that's really what this is about. Escape from BLUESBOX Island 3 did the same thing in the key of E. So that's what's going on here. We're breaking out of the blues box. Okay, back to the lick now. So for the first set of changes, when I went from C sharp minor to E, that's 2 measures. Here was the lick. I call it my 2 frets back move. And check out how I ended it. Now let me count that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. So what the hell is this note? What is that? A B note. Well, it just so happens that a B note is a chord tone of E. Let me play a cowboy E. There's a B right there. There's a B here. So B is a safe note to end on if you are playing a lick where you are finalizing the lick on an E chord. Here's the lick again. Okay, now let's go to the second lick. The second lick I used was really my essential lick number 2. Let me just play the lick first. And again, just refer to the tab. I won't walk it through the fingers. It takes too dang long. But what happened there was I was playing that lick over these 2 chords. 2, 3, 4. So I had to resolve that lick to a chord tone of F sharp. Let's look at the lick again. So what the hell is that note? C sharp. Does that have anything to do with F sharp? Of course it does. Look, here's an F sharp chord. Right there. I'm a little bit out of tune. Oh well. Well, there it is. C sharp is a chord tone of F sharp. So here's the lick again. Hear it? Of course it sounds good. Third lick. I I looped the chord progression, so now we're back around to the C sharp minor to E thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I used what I call essential lick number 4, and in the fourth, I'm still in the fourth position. It goes like this. And that last note was the resolution note. B note, and guess what the chord was underneath? E. And we already know that B is the chord tone of E. I can barely sing that note, but there it is. So I ended on a chord tone of E. Now we're on to the final lick, which is, this is the tricky lick that I use to negotiate my way up to the home scale or pentatonic scale number 1 for C sharp minor in the 9th position. But here's what happened. Here's the lick first. And again, still 2 measures. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what was that last note? When I bent that note up, that was a B note bent up a whole step. That's a C sharp note. Well, what does that have to do with the chords? At the end there, the chords were B to F sharp. Da, 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 da. I can't hit that C sharp note with my voice. I can't do it. But sure enough, so C sharp, the note is a chord tone of F sharp. So there's the whole gist of this thing. You can make your licks, as long as you're in the right key and know what scale to derive your licks from. You can make that lick fit the chords in the progression if you know what you're doing. You can do it by listening and trial and error, and enough of that. If you do enough of that, you'll always land on your feet. The other way you can do it is also by knowing what chords you're playing over and ending on a chord tone. It's as simple as that. But it takes some work, you know. So again, you can't just jump off a cliff and play a lick, even if you know what key you're in, and hope you end on the right note, because you might not. It takes some time, you know, to get that on autopilot and make it become intuitive. But if you follow the steps that I outline here of just learning a couple of licks and thinking about what the chords are, you'll be able to do that. Yeah, you'll be able to do it intuitively. Takes a while. All right, so that's it. It's me, the Rock Doctor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and find me a hot chick bass player. That would be awesome. All right, I'm out of here. I love you. Bye.